Most people think millionaires are born lucky. They believe wealth comes from inheritance, genius ideas, or being in the right place at the right time. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If wealth were about luck, there wouldn't be millions of self-made millionaires across different countries, industries, and generations. So what's the real explanation? What if every millionaire, whether they admit it or not, follows the same hidden blueprint? A system so simple it's overlooked, yet so powerful it quietly separates those who build wealth from those who chase it forever. To uncover it, we have to go back long before social media, crypto, or startups to the origins of wealth itself. Set the stage: wealth before get-rich culture. Centuries ago, wealth wasn't flashy. There were no luxury cars, no viral success stories, no overnight millionaires. Wealth belonged to merchants, landowners, and traders, people who understood systems. They tracked resources. They controlled cash flow. They reinvested profits. History shows us something important. Wealth has always been built through structure, not speed. From Renaissance merchants in Italy to industrialists in the 19th century, the pattern never changed. But as modern capitalism evolved, the blueprint became harder to see, hidden behind noise, hype, and false shortcuts. And that's where most people lose the plot. The story: origins, rise, breaking point, fallout, failed fixes. 1. Origins, the foundation of the blueprint. The first step in the millionaire blueprint is not money. It's control. Early wealth builders focused on controlling one thing first: their income versus expenses. They lived below their means, not out of poverty, but strategy. They created surplus. And surplus created options. This was the original advantage. Not how much they earned, but how much they kept. 2. Rise, turning surplus into systems. As economies expanded, the wealthy didn't just save money. They put it to work. They invested in land, businesses, trade routes, later stocks, companies, and intellectual property. This is where the blueprint evolves. Money stopped being the goal and became the tool. The wealthy understood cause and effect. Surplus leads to investment. Investment leads to income. Income feeds more surplus. This loop is the engine behind every millionaire story. Breaking point: why most people never cross the line. Here's where the majority fail. As income rises, so do expenses. Lifestyle inflation quietly eats the surplus. The engine stalls before it ever starts. Studies show that many people who earn six figures still live paycheck to paycheck, not because they earn too little, but because they never build the surplus stage of the blueprint. This is the breaking point where potential wealth collapses into permanent financial stress. 4. Fallout: the compounding advantage. Those who pass the breaking point experience something different: compound growth. Their investments grow faster than their labor income. Their time becomes less tied to money. Their decisions become long-term. This is why millionaires often appear lucky later in life. You're seeing the fallout of decades of quiet, disciplined cause and effect. By the time success is visible, the work was done long ago. 5. Failed fixes. The myths that keep people stuck. Most people try to fix their financial situation with shortcuts, chasing high-risk investments, gambling on trends, relying on motivation instead of systems, waiting for more income to save. But these fixes ignore the blueprint entirely. The truth is harsh but freeing. There is no millionaire shortcut, only a repeatable system. Modern parallels: the blueprint still works today. The data confirms it. Over 80% of millionaires are self-made. Most didn't invent anything revolutionary. They followed the same steps: controlled spending, consistent saving, long-term investing, patience. The tools change: stocks, real estate, digital assets, but the structure remains. History doesn't repeat because people are stupid. It repeats because systems don't change. The takeaways: the blueprint simplified. 1. Wealth begins with surplus, not income. If you don't create margin, nothing else works. 2. Millionaires build systems, not lifestyles. Lifestyle comes last, not first. 3. Time and consistency beat intelligence and luck. Compounding rewards patience. If you ignore this blueprint, the future is predictable. Working harder, earning more, but never getting ahead. And if this changed how you see money and success, don't stop here.